Question. By the raise of hands, how many of you own a pet? And if that pet was involved in an accident and the vet told you that you could either put it out of its misery or allow it to continue to suffer until it died, which would you choose? Now imagine it's not your pet, but a family member. What if they were suffering? This brings us to the topic of physician-assisted death. And you may be wondering, what is that? According to the American Medical Association, this is when a doctor helps facilitate a patient's death, either providing the necessary medication or the information needed to carry out the life-ending act. And who should get to choose this? Only the terminally ill, or those who have a disease or illness that results in death within 24 months. My name is Jenny Rubio, and I've met a few people who are terminally ill when I went with my father to his pain management doctor. One of these individuals was named Sally, and she had 6 months left to live, and her pain was becoming unbearable and untreatable by the doctors. I've also watched a few documentaries, and there are two individuals that stuck out to me, Bill and Harriet. They were both terminally ill. They were both going to become dependent on others for their bathing needs, for their food needs, cooking, cleaning, all of that. As their bodies were deteriorating, their pain was increasing. And of course they wanted to die a natural death, but they wanted also to have a choice if the pain did become unbearable. Currently, physician-assisted death is illegal in Arizona and 42 other U.S. jurisdictions. Terminally ill people are being forced to either suffer until the death comes or commit suicide in a gruesome manner. I am asking that you sign my petition to legalize physician-assisted death in Arizona. We can get closer to helping terminally ill people die with dignity. Understanding with what physician-assisted death is important, and I'm going to tell you more about why it being illegal is a problem. As mentioned before, those who are terminally ill have incurable diseases, and these diseases cannot be adequately managed. They will not survive past 24 months. According to Dying with Dignity, U.S. jurisdictions that have legalized this are Oregon, Vermont, Washington, Colorado, California, Hawaii, Montana, and D.C., the District of Columbia. According to Valerie Richardson with the Washington Times, she believed that the Right to Die bill being approved and passed in California would result in a ripple effect in other state legislators. And don't get me wrong, not everyone should get to do this. I don't believe that. I believe only the terminally ill should. I believe it's merciful to give terminally ill individuals a choice, because when I thought about it, I said, what would I want in the face of my own death? We all want to die with dignity. I believe that we should let them have a choice. Allowing the terminally ill the right to die with dignity, the basis for legalizing physician-assisted death, I will explain the causes and effects of this. 42% of Americans have had a friend or a relative with a terminal illness. And in a recent study, according to The Telegraph, more than 300 people who are terminally ill are committing suicide without a physician's assistance. And according to Ball and Lee, the authors of Death and Dignity, Americans are living longer, dying slower due to chronic diseases. This robs them of a vibrant life, leaving them in pain, leaving them immobile, with a loss of dignity, and they're dependent on others. These individuals experience social death long before they experience their natural death. And some people may argue that it goes against the Hippocratic Oath or the Physician's Creed. According to the American Medical Association, it states such: I will neither give a deadly drug to anybody who asks for it, nor make a suggestion to this effect. However, abortion is legal in all U.S. states, and that goes against the oath which states, I will not give to a woman an abortive remedy. We can't just pick and choose what we want to follow. Your knowledge about physician-assisted death has now been expanded, and I believe it is a good time to tell you what you can do to help. In order to legalize this in Arizona, we need to sign a petition. This will influence our state legislature. We also need to tell others to sign this petition because there is strength in numbers. According to Ari Armstrong, with the objective standard, some oppose this method due to religious beliefs. They believe that it's these individuals' duty to suffer for God or for others. People oppose for different reasons, but I bet we can all agree that we don't like to see any living creature suffering. Now, I know this has been a lot for you all to take in, and it can be a little bit overwhelming, but stay with me, and I will direct you on what you can do. Do you believe that a terminally ill person is equally as important as a pet? I would hope so. Please help me by signing the petition today to give these individuals a choice. And although some may argue it's a slippery slope that doctors may abuse their power, how is it any different than what they're currently doing by prescribing all of these narcotics and opioids to these individuals who are overdosing at home or getting hooked? Back to my question. If your family member was suffering and dying in agony and humiliation, would you allow them to continue to suffer? In the words of Richard Branson, an assisted dying law would not result in more people dying, but in fewer people suffering. Please sign the petition today and tell others to do the same. Thank you.